right. And welcome to CFRE, www.cfreradio.com, and of course on air at 91.9 FM near the UTM campus. I'm Jan Wade, and I'm joined by a very special guest today from Dusted, Mr. Brian. How are you doing today?
Really good, thank you.
Awesome. Well, just to start things off, I actually have a tweet from your Twitter account made on October 2nd. Just checked into a not-so-quality inn. Can't wait to get up and head to Minneapolis to play our first show with @Perfume Genius. I was wondering, what made that quality inn not so quality?
I'm trying to remember that one now. Well, I mean, it's a quality inn, should say it all, but I don't remember now. I'm so sorry. I want to have a better answer, but
no worries at all. Well,
so, you know what? I prefer quantity over quality, and that's why I usually stop at the quantity inn, but I didn't see any on that trip, so.
Well, you guys are here in Toronto for NXNE. I was just wondering, to start things off, how has NXNE been training you so far?
I do like it a lot. Every year I look forward to it. I forget that year to year. This year, in fact, I tried to sort of ignore it. I thought, well, I'll just play my shows and that'll be it. And it comes sneaking around. I start looking in, online at what my friends are doing. I'm like, God damn it, I gotta go. I gotta do it. So today is sort of like my first day really doing anything. And of course, I'm busy. I have a show and I have yet another show still. So I can only do so much to partake. But I think it has so much more to do with North by Northeast. I think it has to do with Toronto in the summer, and it's really our first chance to really recognize that. I think we kind of have like questionable weather off and on throughout May and April and into June, and this is sort of like it's finally here. It's a nice feeling. Do you agree?
No, for sure. I know, especially since the weather's been kind of iffy the last couple of weeks, and it's always nice to have NXNE still be pretty good, though I think tomorrow it's raining.
Is it? Oh. Well, we got through most of it then. Can't win them all.
Well, yesterday you kicked off Dusted's North by Northeast schedule by playing actually a show at Urban Outfitters. I was just wondering, how was that overall experience like? And it was a great set, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Oh, well, I checked the email and said, do you want to play Urban Outfitters? And my first instinct was, yeah. And as time went on, I was like, why did I say yes? Like, why? And like, why are we playing the Urban Outfitters? Like, they're giving us a $50 gift card. Like, I don't know why we said we do it, but when we started playing, I was glad to be there because everyone had been really nice to us. First of all, like the staff, and then the crowd was great. And also Leon and I, we've been working on a record, so we really need excuses to practice. And not that I want to like say that the show wasn't it's just a practice, but really it's just any chance you get to play is good. So when someone asks you want to do it, and then I got some jeans. I got jeans out of it, and I saw some pretty cool mugs. I didn't get the mugs, but they got some cool stuff there.
For sure.
Twitters.com, everyone.
No, for sure. Well, I was going to say, yesterday you performed at Urban Outfitters. You just performed here in a gazebo, and actually 2 months ago you performed at a Toronto Public Library. I was wondering, what was the weirdest set you guys have ever played?
Oh man, this was one of them. I don't know. I feel like I credit the weirdness of this one mostly to my own mental state of mind, but I don't know. I do like that. I think everything's weird. Like, you can go into a venue where everything's set up and everything's the way it should be, and there's monitors and there's a guy at the soundboard, and it's just everything's like the very version of a venue that you imagine, and it'll still be weird. It's something about it, and it's almost like by playing unique venues, you sort of attune your mind to the idea that it should be weird. There should be some dissonance between your expectations and what actually happens, the way it sounds, the way the crowd interacts with you. If you try to keep it too controlled all the time, you're still going to run into the same problems. So might as well make it fun. Let's get weirder. Yeah, I don't know. What's next?
No, for sure. No, that's always something to look forward to, too, to see how weird it gets. Well, we're here in Toronto for North by Northeast. Actually, a few weeks ago, you were down south in Austin for South by Southwest. How was your South by experience this year?
It's good. I've been running myself through that ringer for a long time. I'm almost getting old for it now, where like I can be the guy who was like, man, 10 years ago, I can actually say that. And maybe not quite 10, but it was probably my 7th or so South by, and it's changed a lot in those last few years. It's speaking about playing in Urban Outfitters. I mean, it's definitely gotten to be a lot more commercial. For instance, the last time I was there with Holy Fuck, we played this parking lot behind a Mexican restaurant. It's really great, awesome experience. It was a really good, well-organized party. It felt like there was a reason to do it. I don't think it was really attached to any brand or anything. It just was a party, and somebody must have been throwing it, but maybe it was a blog or something. I don't remember now. But this year and last year, recently, it's become the Doritos stage. And it's the one where they have like this big video projection that makes it look like the band is playing in a Doritos vending machine. And it's so ridiculous. It's called like the bold stage or something like that. It's really lame, super lame. And I didn't play it. I didn't play the chip bag stage. I'm glad. I feel like that's a good analogy of how it's changing. Like it's gone from being this cool parking lot party to playing in a big imaginary vending machine for Doritos. So it's definitely Doritos Fest. So I would like to see it preserve what makes it cool, because it is really cool. But maybe it's Toronto's chance to step up and take on some of that. Maybe we can be the next South by and not be the Doritos stage.
No, for sure. Actually, I was about to just ask that. What would you say is the main or any key difference between North by Northeast and South by Southwest?
Well, Toronto's just getting its shit together, I think, in so many ways. Like, if you look back 34, like, I don't know how long ago, before Willie Nelson and all those guys were ripping up Austin. Like, it's always kind of been a mecca for people with a certain attitude and ideals. And I mean, Toronto's had that too. Toronto goes in and out of like styles all the time, but I feel like it's just getting its stuff together. I feel personally. I mean, maybe somebody who's older than me will contest me on that and tell me about the glory years of partying down on Yonge Street or something, but I feel like it's just growing. And I mean, it wasn't that long ago where a given summer will come and go, and there was never a daytime event. It was all about just going to a bar or something. I think South by really shows people how you can celebrate music in the daytime, in the summer, in the sun, food, drink, and so it shows like-minded people how to have a good time. And I think Toronto could learn that. I don't think it's there yet. So that's the main difference. I think we're growing still, but in a good way.
For sure. It's something to look forward to. Speaking about growing, I read one of Dusted's first shows was actually at South by Southwest last year, I believe. What would you say the key difference between Dusted last year at South by to Dusted this year at South by is?
Cooler hats. I had one with like 2 brims, and I had a double neck guitar. I was like split down the middle. It was really psychedelic. It was cool. Basically, just last year was a chance to it was an excuse to be a band, and this year we were a band.
Cool. Another question. Does Leon still wink at you a lot when you guys are on stage?
Not as much as he used to. Or maybe I'm not begging it. Like, it was a flirtation in the beginning. I'd look over like I mess up. He did it yesterday. He does it all the time, actually. We were just in the studio, and we were working with a good friend of ours who's brilliant, and he's a little bit mad. And after a while of like this madness that was just pouring down onto us, he looked over and he winked at me. And it's a good. I can't wink. I'm trying under these sunglasses. You can't see, but it's going all cross-eyed and stuff. I try to flirt with it, and it just creeps people out. So.
No, winking's really hard.
Took me years to learn. I still can't do it.
No, I feel that. Well, you guys just announced 2 dates for Osheaga. One for the Osheaga Meg Pro on August 1st, and you guys are doing the actual festival, day 3 on August 4th. I was wondering, are you looking forward to anything during Osheaga, or have you even thought about it yet?
I haven't. I'm just at that jaded stage of my career where I don't really check to see who's playing festivals I'm playing. Not because I'm not interested, but just because I've learned from experience I don't usually get the chance to see them. So I've been hearing from other people like, oh wow, so-and-so's playing it, and then I get excited, like, oh really? Like, cool. But right now I'm kind of like trying to figure out more like, what am I going to do with those days in between? Because like you said, we're there Thursday, it's a Thursday I think, and then Sunday. I love Montreal, so I've actually been thinking about going to a studio and recording. So we'll see. I'll bring my dog too. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, even though it's almost a month away, I wanted to congratulate you on, I guess, the 1-year anniversary since you guys released your album. Since then, you guys have toured a lot, done a lot of shows, actually went overseas and played at an Urban Outfitters. I was just wondering, have you learned anything, or does anything come to mind in terms of what you've learned that you plan to apply on to future projects?
I've learned a lot in this year. I've learned a lot. I don't plan on stopping, like, trying to branch out, and I can't just always go forward with one project. I know that. I'm learning the difficulties of trying to multitask and be in different projects. I'm at that stage where I just want to make everything I do really good, and that should be a no-brainer. But I don't know. There was a time in my life when I just wanted to have fun, so there's a difference. So I'm like, okay, I want to make everything really good, and this last year I've learned how tough that is. We're trying to make another record and trying to make another Holy Fuck record, and I'm working on with a project called Twist, and I'm working with a project called Lids, and more than that as well. So I'm trying to figure out how I can do it all, and I'm definitely seeing the effort it takes. So I'm gonna try to figure out a way to molecularly divide myself into multiple people, and we'll see how that goes.
Would you, if you could do that, would you consider a multiple person band? How do you think that would turn out? Of just 4,
Multiple of me?
Yeah, 4 Brians.
Yeah. I used to joke that I was gonna make like another version of myself that would stick around the house and hang out with my wife and like do the dishes and be all cool. But then I realized I'd be on the road driving in the van and look over, and then that version of me would be in the other van, like, fuck you, I'm touring too, you know. So I don't know. I think that's the only way to do it. Just gonna make a bunch of me. No, I don't know. That'd be creepy. It'd be cool, but I don't know. Maybe it'd be 2 of me and 2 of Leon.
Double the winks.
Yeah, it's a double date, we call it. Great band.
Well, thank you, Brian. Is there anything else you want to add out there to all your fans and supporters?
No, I appreciate the time. Thanks.
Thank you, Brian.
Cheers, thank you.
Cool.